Welcome back. It's said that 90% of success is just showing up. So congratulations on showing up, even if you haven't started working on the manual yet, which depends on your schedule. I understand that, and you should make allowances for that as well. The stats about people who buy self-help books say that most people don't get beyond chapter 1. So that you're showing this diligence of returning to a commitment that you made and coming back to this page shows that you want to bring that joy and passion into your business and really stand out. So let's keep going. Today, as you saw, is really about going deeper. So there's only 2 things I want to do. First, I want to emphasize a couple of the going deeper exercises, and you'll see that many of them are deep. Some of them are more challenging. And the first one is the 5 whys. It's used for a number of things. One way it's used is to find root cause. This part wasn't made right. Well, why is that? Well, our quality control people didn't measure it. Well, why is that? Well, we only make them measure 1 in 100. Well, why is that? Because we find that it slows down the lines. Well, why is that? Because our parts typically are out by whatever amount. So it comes back to figuring out really the core truth is what we're after. So the 5 whys can also be used to go from a feature to a benefit. So when you're marketing, you don't want to just talk about your features. There's no emotions in features. You want to get into the benefits, the real truth, the real value behind something. So the feature of a phone might be a high-resolution camera. Okay, why is that important? Because I use my phone pictures to print out photos. Why is that important? Because I never have a regular camera with me, but I want to capture the memories. Okay, well, why is that important? Because I can share them with friends and family. Why is that important? Because we can build our relationship even when we aren't together. Now we've got a benefit. So next we're going to use this to find the true drivers in your business. The more your answer resonates with truth, the easier it is to follow through on for you. You'll find that your answers here are more for yourself than to quote to your customers. They're for helping you understand why you're going through the hell of starting a business, why you are staying up late nights, and really keep you going and keep you focused on your dreams and your vision. And if it doesn't resonate with truth, it's not going to build persistence in you. And persistence and consistency and follow through are core pillars of building a long-term sustainable business. You could ask me, why do I want to be in this business? Well, so I can help people reach their dreams. Why is that important? Because I feel energized and proud when I help others. Why is that important? Well, because I expect to live a life filled with joy and energy. Why is that important? Okay, that one might be a little obvious, but it's also so I can create a life and an attitude that lets me be a great role model to my children and help them think about what they expect out of life. That's an emotional driver for my business. Another great question for going deeper is, at the end of a long and successful life, what would you like to hear in your eulogy if you could be there? This one's great because the emotion of it pulls us into the truth. So take your time going through those and really listen for the truth in it. Not the reality in it, the truth in it. Remember in the first video I said we settle for what people say is reality? Well, beneath that level of facade is a true purpose reality, and that's what we're listening for. Now, I also talked about heart selling and how if you can really share who you are, then you're going to be able to help people to find out what you offer and understand what solutions you offer to them. So I want to go to a couple of passionate solopreneurs websites. One's an author and the other is a natural products site. So we're going to go in there and look at how that's reflected. So how can we find out what somebody's passion is? And I want you to do this with me, and then I want you to do this on your own as well, looking at some of the people you truly respect and saying to yourself, how do they show their passion? How do they show what solutions are really core to them? What's their core message? And how do we see that reflected on their website, in their bio, in their social media, in their blog, in their press releases, even on their business card? We should be able to see a reflection of this. And if you've done your frustration survey, you'll find that there are some great questions you can put right on your business card that will show your passion for helping others. So this first one is Chuck Wendig. Chuck Wendig is an amazing writer. He blogs at terribleminds.com/blog, and his main website is called terribleminds.com. He definitely shows his personality here. He is very down to earth and a little bit earthy if you have a look at even the navigation that he shares, the graphics that are the covers of his book, the challenges he gives to the people who are reading his blog, terminology that he uses like the kick-ass writer. His bio as well is very in your face, and he shares a little bit of his story and why he does what he does for the authors that follow him as well as his readers. The community he's built around him is both a place that he supports as well as a community that supports him. A great deal is found on this website that lets you get to know Chuck a little better. You can also get to know him over on his Twitter site, which is again twitter.com/Chuck Wendig. And you can go through his tweets. He's fairly active on Twitter, and you can see some of the things that he says. I want you to read through some of this if you don't mind how brash he sometimes is. You can also go over to Amazon.com and get into his writer page to find out more about him. Now, the next one is Crunchy Betty. Crunchy Betty used to be a model, so she's coming from a place where she understands the unnatural things that people have done to their bodies to create beauty, and rejected that, and instead switched over to really down-to-earth, fun, happy, laughable, but solid ways of using natural products to become truly healthy and get the beauty from within to shine out of you. And right here on her homepage, you can see the information that she talks about. It's playful, it's adventurous, and you can tell that just from this very first page that that's who she is. After blogging for a while, she had a lot of demand for her products and set up an Etsy store, which became very successful and actually became her family's household income for a while. You could also find more about who she is on her Facebook page and get to know her here, as well as on Twitter. And you'll see that she keeps that personal brand all the way across. She doesn't go intense into crazy logos, but she's got that image that comes across from every site. So you'd know if you land on her Etsy store from her homepage and blog that you're on the same site. The same with when you land on Facebook. Now, she hasn't been very active on Twitter lately, so she hasn't put up the header in here that reflects the same branding look. But again, you can get into her story, get into her About Us section. You can also go to Amazon and find that you'll find a lot of subject matter experts, people who are unique and bold and brave and adventurous, will end up writing something. They'll have a body of knowledge that they want to share. But they also have another trait, which is they tend to go beyond. They go above and beyond just presenting the knowledge. They try to present it in an entertaining, passionate, emotional, funny, exciting, challenging way. How do you present your information? You know, just being someone who writes novels, there's a ton of people that write novels, and Chuck Wendig could have said, well, I just write novels like everybody else. There's nothing special or polarizing about me. Crunchy Betty could have done the same thing. Her name is actually Leslie, but she could have just said, well, I just make recipes and I stick them on my blog so that I can find them later, which was a big motivation for her blog. But she did it with personality and fun. And she ended up with a body of knowledge to share in a book that she published because people enjoyed hearing from her, enjoyed engaging with her. Chuck Wendig has almost as many books about how to write as he has that are novels on his site. So your challenge is go deeper. Who are you really? What's your personality? What skills beyond business skills are you bringing to your business? You know you have a lot of them, and if you can't find them, get friends and family to give you a hand here, and clients as well. You will be surprised what your clients have to tell you about who you are. This is one of the things that's really going to help you build that passionate platform. This is what makes you stand out on social media. In the next week or so, look at some of those sites from the standpoint that we've just been looking at Chuck Wendig and Crunchy Betty's site, and ask yourself, how are they showing their passion? Are they showing their passion enough? What would I say about them if I was the person that was sharing their bio or putting their navigation together? The last piece you're going to do is pull all these answers together, and there's a lot of them, there's a lot of work you've done, and turn it into a solid simple to understand, concise statement of who you are, what you do, for whom, that is based on your core passion and personality and polarizing message. We'll do that next time. See you in a couple of days.